Education, a social institution in Jamaica. There are several concerns regarding schooling in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean. The underlined issue is how both the teacher and the student should play their part in the teaching and learning situation. The issue of a restructuring of the existing curriculum structure, both integrated or non-integrated, is also another issue worth discussing. It is important that educators and learners set appropriate goals and objectives relevant to both Jamaica and the wider Caribbean social and economical development policy. Thus the argument of authenticity of the region's education curriculum is of concern. The issue of streaming, language and gender, is a concern within the Jamaican education system. We will also look at this explicitly. The underlined focus of this essay is to help readers realize that any educational system reflects societal norms, values and beliefs, and thus contribute to social and economic mobility, or what is referred to as social stratification. A knowledge of education in the Caribbean should help to create a frame of reference when considering the idea of equity and equality within our educational institution in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean. Throughout Jamaica and the wider Caribbean, the issue of equity and equality within each country's education system is still of concern. Class, skin color, gender and ethnicity plays in the governance of schools within Jamaica and the wider Caribbean. Many schools throughout the region are identified as poor, middle and that of upper social class, during the colonial years. Surprisingly, after years of reformation of our region's education system, these issues still remain a point of concern today. The classification of schools are determined by the following factors: resources available to teacher and students, the location of the institution and the social class of the individuals attending the varied schools throughout the region. Throughout the region, it's a given that the schools within the upper social class are being given first preferences of resources. The question whether or not teaching techniques never catered for the needs of all students, rather the availability of resources. In addition, literacy was identified as a main area of concern in poor and some middle-class school. It is this anomaly which prevented national development and thus influences a non-productive and violent society. This fostered the continuation of the colonization mentality, where the poor were given less opportunity to attain proper education than those within the more affluent social society. Our education system streamlined the students based on their level of academia. This is in reference to vocational areas of interest and academic area of interest. Students are selected to sit exams set by the Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate, Caribbean Examination Council, CXC. Our local examinations are given to students within the lower social class schools, SSC. The standard Jamaican English language is associated with the social and economic classes. The regular use of the Creole language by the students makes it difficult to teach varied subjects, especially English language. Based on a research, students shows an increase in self-confidence and a willingness to participate in class when the teacher plan and execute a language lesson properly. The socialization of boys and girls plays an integral role in teaching and learning in Jamaica. Boys and girls are socialized differently within the home. Different tasks are assigned to girls than boys. The home is regarded as the first agent of socialization. The issue of class and skin color further complicates this situation. Self-identity begins to develop based on treatment of male and female at school. Girls are regarded as academic while males are vocational based. The curriculum should engulf all students within one paradigm, rather than teaching low-streamed students within a vacuum. Both the academic and vocational curriculum should be taught to every child. The structure and presentation may differ so as to suit the student's ability. No child is to be considered as dunce,